I'm holding 10 books. These 10 books have one thing in common. They are all written by the same writer, Ernest Makulilo. And I'm Ernest Makulilo, the author of these 10 books. Welcome to the EBM Scholars Show, and today I'm going to explain to you what motivates me to write these books and how I manage to write these books, because I've been receiving questions from you, from so many people. How can I be able to write even just my first book? How can you stay on the course of writing? And how can I benefit into writing books? So I'll go quickly on these books. What are these books? This is the True Memoirs of the Scholarship Guy. It's about scholarship opportunities for people from developing countries. This is Imperialism 2.0, Why Africa, talking about African economy. A Loving Father, More Letters to My Son Benedict. There are a few for my daughter Claire and my wife Marie. Here we have From Shito to Trumpland. This is a memoir, The Story of My Life. I have Claire Francisca, The Happiest Girl on Earth. And this book is about letters and love to my daughter Claire. This one is It Was Not Russia. It is a political book talking about the United States presidential election in 2016. This one is a Swahili book. It's called With Aminu Gaibuni, talking about scholarship opportunities, but in Swahili. This one, Letter to EBM, is a list of letters I've been writing to myself. This one is letters to my unborn daughter, Faustina Marie. My daughter now is 5 weeks, so I wrote this book while she was still in the womb before being born. I've been writing these kind of letters. And this one is Albino Killings in Tanzania, Witchcraft and Racism. So talking about albino killings in Tanzania. So those are 10 books. How do I manage to write these books? I've written 10 books within maybe 2 years so far, or 2.5 years, going to 3 years now. My plan is to write 100 books. So 10 down, 90 books to go. And hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be able to write at least 2 books, hopefully. So I'll keep writing books down. But how do I manage to write these books? And how do I help you, to guide you, motivate you to keep writing? So, first thing first, in order to write a book, any book, number one thing, you need to have a reason. Why are you going to write a book? Why do you want to become an author? Each person has different reasons, and I don't want to say your reasons are not valid or they are not strong enough. Your reasons are your reasons, and you think that they're the valid reasons. And that's why you want to become an author, or to become a writer, and you want to write books. And those are the reasons will be motivating you. But I have my own reasons. I have things which work for me. Those things which work for me, I want to share with you. Maybe some will be able to support you and help you, to guide you into this journey if you want to become an author. So for me, or for many people, when they want to ask me questions about writing the books, number one thing they want to worry about, or they question about, is how much money am I going to make? So first of all, business of books is a very complicated business. There are so many books from very famous people, you cannot be able to compete. That's number one, and that's the fact. Secondly, if you want to do books as business, you have to really invest, from someone designing your cover, from interior designing, from someone to go to do professional editing, proofreading. Then you have to do a lot of advertisement to do launch of the book. So you have to do so much things if you want to really invest. But for me, I don't incur any cost to publish these kind of books. Why? Because I'm using what I call self-publishing process with the Amazon KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. I used to be some of the books with the Creative Space. There are so many companies like Lulu. You can use it. You can use Barnes Nobles. There are so many companies you can use. You can do self-publishing, and they are free of charge processes. That means everything you do on your own. Your only thing is how are you going to stay on course to write. So for me, because I don't incur any cost, so I don't care if you buy the book or you don't buy the book. So for me, the number one motivation of writing book or even like my top 10 reasons why I'm writing books, there is no motivational monetary form is motivating factor to me. I don't use money as motivating factor why I'm writing these books. Why? Number one, I don't want the market to determine my content. Because if the market, the customers want me to write books about love, technically whether I have passion about it or I don't have passion about it, I will technically be forced to write that book. So I don't like the people to guide me, to force my thinking. My books are not educational in terms like reference book in academics. I'm writing non-fictional books, but they are more into something I can say they are more opinion books. They are more about perspective books. So I don't need to put a list for bibliography and to go in detail and explaining. For instance, when I'm talking about, let's say when I'm writing a book about it was not Russia, and I'm explaining about US election, I'm explaining a US election, how I perceived, how I saw what happened in the year 2016, and why one candidate was able to win the election, and why another candidate was able to lose the election. So that is my opinion. So I don't need to go here and writing like I'm writing dissertation. So these are books, they are, even if they are non-fiction, but you can sit and read as a novel and just enjoy someone's opinion on something. So that is something about the content of my books, how I'm writing. So you have to know what kind of writing style are you going to be composing. Mine, I've been focusing more about non-fiction, and it was more about myself, more about my family, more about my opinion of things I know. Like this is a political book because I study political science, but if you go, for instance, about this one, is about history, about economy, about politics, Imperialism 2.0, why Africa, I'm explaining why Africa will not be able to develop and why there is upgraded imperialism. So I'm explaining my opinion, how do I see, how do I view the China-Africa relationship? How do I see, how do I view the African governments when it comes to the budget, not focusing about 80% to go into the rural area in terms of agriculture, or just farming, fishing, and animal keeping. They focus on a few other stuff which are not relevant into economic development. So these are my own views, my opinion. So I don't need to put like a list of bibliography like you are reading as if you are going to present somewhere else. So that is something else, like what kind of genre, what kind of materials are you going to be writing? But why am I saying money is not the main factor to me? And why that is guiding? For me, when I'm writing these books, I'm writing these books as a way to create a legacy to my kids, to my grandchildren, to my great-grandchildren, great-great-great-grandchildren, whatever the generation to come, they will not have opportunity to meet me. If today I die today, my kids, Claire, will be so happy to know about herself, about how the father loved her so much. My daughter Faustina will be so much happy to know more about the father and how the love was between the relationship between. My son Benedict will be so much happy to learn more about my thinking, my everything about this one. So these are the books I'm writing to my kids. Then I write about myself. Even if I'm dead today, my kids, they can just read this book to their children, whatever the generation to come, to know more about myself. So I'm writing these books also just to create that kind of legacy. So whether you buy, whether you don't buy, it doesn't affect me because I don't incur any cost to publish this book. As I said, I will explain through Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, I do everything for free and until I upload there. And then you can buy this book. When someone buys the book, then you divide the percentage between Amazon and I into that kind of deal. But in general, I don't put money down like any other traditional, what you call traditional publishing. So that is number one. I don't do books for money. But in addition to that, I'm trying to create a successful path to my kids. If you go to see the children of rich people, the children of Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs, Mark of Facebook, all other, these Bill Gates and all other people, their kids to be millionaire will be a normal thing. Why? Because they are born into millionaires, billionaires' life. For me, when I was in primary school, secondary school, even in university, I was able to do very well in school. Apart from studying so hard, it's because I had my brothers and sisters. I'm number 11 out of 13 children. Most of my relatives, my siblings, had the opportunity to be up to the university and they did very well. So for me, it became a very smooth way to succeed or to do well in school. So for me, I might not become a bestseller of the books, but by writing this kind of books, my kids, they see if you want to become a writer, an author, it's very easy. My father is a writer. So I'm making an easy path to my children. So if they want to become bestsellers, they will be bestsellers. But for me, I'm not thinking of becoming a bestseller. I'm thinking about creating the legacy. I'm thinking about making the job easier for the generation to come, especially my family. But along the way, there are other people who might enjoy my books. There are other people who will be happy to read my books, my content, my opinion, and maybe these books will be successful, helpful to them. Good for them if these books will be there. But number one focus for me is my children, my great-grandchildren, something like that. So I'm planning to write 100 books, and I've been able to write so far 10 books, so I have 90 books to go. And I'm planning at least to write 3 books per year. I've written 2 books so far. So I have 1 book, but I might go even 2 more books, something like that. So in the next 30 years, I'm going to have 100 books. So that is the plan so far, and I'm sure it will be working very well. But let's come to how do I stay on course and committed to write these books? What are the techniques? Or why many people, when they want to write their first book, they hesitate to write the book, or they have obstacles to keep on track to write these kind of books? So there are so many reasons as to why people don't stay on focus on writing these books. Number one is people fear criticism, and people put too much expectation on themselves until they get scared. So you want to write your first book, but the problem is you want to write your first book, but you are thinking about Ngugi wa Thiong'o's novel. You are thinking about Chinua Achebe's book. You are thinking about bestsellers books, Shakespeare's book. When you want to write the book, just write your book. Don't think about the bestseller book. Don't think about Michelle Obama book. Don't think about so-and-so's book. Just write your book. That's what I can explain to you. But if you focus more about what if I write my book, will it sell? Will it be people like my book? You will never be able to write the book. You can end up writing maybe even 5 years without completing one single book. No matter how the book will be, just put your expectation that this is not going to be the bestseller. It's just the book for my own happiness, for my own accomplishment, for my own legacy, for my own children, for my own grandchildren, whatever it is. Put a lot of other reason why you want to write the book. And don't put your expectation to be too high that this book is going to be the masterpiece book. Everybody will like my book. People might not even read your book. People will criticize your book. So many people made a critique on my book. It was not Russia. Someone, oh, it was Russia. For me, okay, it was Russia. Write your book and say it was Russia. My book, it was not Russia. So if you think your book, you have arguments to say it was Russia, write your book to say it was Russia. End of my discussion. So I agree with your criticism, but book for book, research for research. If you want to criticize the book, criticize by my book. What is your book? I don't care. I write about imperialism 2.0, why Africa will not be able to develop with the current imperial structure. If you think Africa will be able to develop with the current situation, write your book. This is my book. So this is what I'm trying to say. So when I'm writing this book, I don't care your opinion. If you want to give a critique, give a critique. But my book, my opinion, end of discussion. I'm not expecting this to be a bestseller, as I say. It's just something for my own satisfaction, my own accomplishment, my own legacy. That's what I'm done with that. And I'm happy with that. I've made peace with that. So you have to find some way to have this kind of situation. And that's why when it comes to the discussion between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, most of the time I like Cristiano Ronaldo. The reason being, he doesn't care your opinion. What he says, I'm the best player on the planet. My statistics show I play as a bestseller. I train as the best player on the. I train as the best player. I work as the best player. I score goals as the best player. I'm celebrating as the best player. So he is obsessed with being the best. So whether your opinion, you say Messi is the best, or Hazard is the best, or Perez is the best, he doesn't care. He will continue playing at the highest level. So that's the attitude I want. I'm writing these books for my own benefits, but I'm not writing because of the market. I don't want the market to control me. That's why my books, you can see some of the books, if you go online, they are free. Some of my books, they are just $2, $3. I don't care about the price. At the moment, I'm just enjoying the talent and learning more about how to write the books. So find the way on how you can keep on course and block unnecessary critiques. There are some of the critics. Some people can ask you, but you use this color. Why you can't use this color? Will be able to help you. Or this picture is not good. Use this other picture. Some people can give like a contributive, positive. But someone is just like anything you do will be criticizing. But ask that person, have you ever been able to write even 10 pages book? Never in their life. So don't let them enter into your head. So that is another thing. But one of the other problems people are having is when they write the books, especially English books, and this I've seen to many African and people want to learn how to write books. The problem they are having is they are writing the English book, but thinking into Swahili grammar. That's the problem. So in the end, you end up writing a long sentence. So if you write a long sentence, automatically you'll go to end up having a problem. If you use a Swahili construction, you can end up with a long sentence without a grammatical mistake. But when it comes to the English, it's not the same. If you use your other language you have, it will be different. But the simplest way on how to write your book, these are the tricks. One, use as simple language as it is. Don't find the dictionary to find the vocabulary. If you're going to find the vocabulary, remember that you are writing a book, is especially a novel-wise, not academic book. I'm talking like a novel-wise. You are writing a book, something for leisure. Someone will read it at the airport. Someone will read it in the plane. Someone will read it in the bus, in the car, traveling, laying down on the bed. You cannot just find someone laying on the bed while he's having a dictionary to understand your vocabulary. Someone will not waste their time. So you have to understand that. It's a leisure. So use simple English. Secondly, use simple short sentences. Go back to the basics. For instance, my name is Ernest Makulilo. Full stop. I was born in Kigoma, Tanzania. Full stop. Currently, I live in the United States of America. Full stop. I live with my 3 kids and my wife in the city of Belton in the United States of America. Full stop. There is no grammatical mistake. But if we start, my name is Ernest Makulilo, I was born in Kigoma, blah, 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 you are going to have grammatical mistakes. The same problem you can see in African soccer. Most of the African teams, when they play, someone takes the ball from the goalkeeper, wants to run from goal to another goal. They will just go and you lose possession and you lose the entire thing. You'll be dominated and you're going to lose. That's why you find the other teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, it's easier for them to win because they don't use the long ball. They don't want to run the ball from end to the end. It's just like Iniesta, Xavi, Messi, whatever, Alaba, whatever. It's just like simple. Ta, 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 goal. It is easy. The same way in English language. Just use simple sentences, simple sentences, simple sentences. You avoid to have grammar. That's what people are asking. How are you able to write all these books in English? It's very tough. No, it's very easy. Let me just read some of this one. Let me give some of just like simple. It's just very simple. Don't complicate it. Don't complicate it at all. The pre-colonial African societies were predominantly communal in nature. Full stop. Despite the wars and conflicts from one kingdom over the other, families in the community lived as one big communal life, communal family. Full stop. But there is no too much like one long sentence without full stop, comma, all other things. You'll have a problem. So use the simple sentences. Then create what I can say the system or habit of writing books. Like time of writing. The more you write, just say at least I will spend 5 hours per week. At least 45 minutes or an hour per day. I'm giving you example. So when that time comes, even if you write one paragraph, just go there, switch off your phone, block everything, and sit on the table and write something. Don't put the goal like I must write 5 pages every single day or in a week. You'll be forcing yourself to write even the stupid stuff because you are having a goal of writing 5 pages or 2 pages. But if your goal, like I have to spend 1 hour writing, it doesn't matter you are writing 1 sentence, but as long as you sit on the computer, you do nothing, don't watch a movie, don't sit over there, watch soccer, don't sit there and do any other thing. Just block everything and just sit on the computer, start typing. So whether you are going to write 1 paragraph, 10 paragraph, 10 pages, that is something else. But there are certain days you'll not be able to write. Sometimes it depends on the mood, life, whatever. There are so many challenges. You might be upset on something, you cannot be able to write. So don't kill yourself because you didn't finish, or 1 day you skip, or 2 days you skip. Sometimes you might skip 1 week because you are not in the mood of writing. Some of the days you are planning to write 1 hour, it comes just in the mood, you are just boom, 5 hours on the computer. You are just typing. So those are the things you can use. And there are so many apps, like Grammarly.com website or app. You can use that one. After writing, you upload your essay or your book, and then it gives you the grammatical mistakes and is going to correct for you. So there are so many tools you can use to keep in touch to make sure that you are not putting grammatical mistakes. I don't know if that will be able to help you, but those are some of the things which work for me. But overall, before I'm starting writing any book, is how I can create a book cover. By book cover, I mean, like, first of all, I need to have a title of the book. So create a title. Even if you will change down the road, but create the title of the book. Then you create a book cover. By 3D book cover, it will give you some motivation to start writing. When you see this will be the end of the tunnel, how to look like. It's just like the house. When you're going to ask architecture, engineer, whatever, to draw a blueprint, we'll draw a blueprint, but in the end, we'll give you what I can say, the 3D. So it'll be a blueprint in 3D. So blueprint is like how you can stay every single day, writing your book, do all crazy stuff, be upset. But 3D is the cover of the book, the title of the book cover will be able, you post on your Facebook, you see, oh, that will be my book after 2 months or after 6 months, that will be my book. And that's what I usually do. I post the cover. My next book is this one. That means it gives me motivation to keep writing, keep writing, keep writing. So that is another way on how it keeps him on myself. So the book cover and the title is very, very important. Just assume, take this example. There are 2 books. Both these books are the same content-wise, but the book cover are different. One book is written, How to Play Golf. And another book cover title is How to Beat Tiger Woods on Golf. If you look at these 2 books, someone will be able or happy to go to read the book How to Beat Tiger Woods on Golf than How to Play Golf. So that is one thing. You have to create something, a title which is ambiguous, attractive, catchy, all those crazy stuff. Don't put the title of the book just like a dissertation title. People get confused. They take the dissertation title, they put as the title of the book as a novel. No, excuse me. No, don't do that. That's why you can see my title of the books, Imperialism 2.0, Why Africa. The picture itself in the front, it attracts you to see what's going on. It was not Russia. Oh, who was that then? So you created some of these titles from Shito to Trumpland, a memoir. So you just create like kind of the title of the books, which will make you be interested to open the book cover. True Memoirs of the Scholarship Guy. A Loving Father. Who is not a loving father? Who is a loving father? Who is not? So someone will be interested to go to read the book. So try to use much of the time to create the book title and the book cover a little bit more attractive. People are saying, don't judge a book by its cover. Trust me, the cover of the book will attract you or make someone else be interested with your book. Even just to ask what's all about, something like that. So those are some of the things which work for me. I'm sure that some of these